And you know what? Congrats to you for, you know what I'm saying. I know it's a tough fight. Rest in peace. We just saw DMX pass away. Definitely a GOAT, one of my favorite artists. And his story was he was hooked on crack. And the way he was introduced to it was someone he looked up to, an older gentleman. Like DMX said, he never did any drugs. Like he may have smoked weed or never did any drugs at that time at 13. And the guy that he looked up to passed him a blunt.
Yeah.
But that blunt was laced.
Yeah.
With, you know what I'm saying, crack. And he said that was the best feeling he ever experienced in his life. And from that moment, he was hooked. And he battled that addiction from 13 until he died at 50-something years old.
I saw that interview.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so sad, man. But kudos to you. I know it's always an ongoing battle.
Yeah.
And definitely for that. So you found hip-hop at a young age. I know for most people, hip-hop is introduced to them from, like, someone that's older. You know, so our music influences normally come from someone that's older. Like, how did you find hip-hop, especially growing up in the Hispanic community?
So within the Hispanic community, all Hispanics listen to hip hop.
Okay.
You know, like they listen to Spanish shit and then we listen to hip hop. You know, and my dad, he was super into hip hop when I was growing up, and he wasn't really around a lot, but he was around enough to influence me in certain ways. And one of them being my love for hip hop. You know, and so that's how I feel like I really got introduced to it and learned to love and understand it. And then also just being in a Mexican neighborhood, like everybody bumps hip hop in the Mexican neighborhoods. Yeah.
So I know in your interview, you listen to a lot of West Coast hip hop, but a lot of your beats are East Coast. You got a lot of boom bap-ish type of flow, but you be spitting bars. So but you said you never really listened to a lot of East Coast rap. So how did you end up on more East Coast beats, but grew up with mostly LA, listen to LA artists?
You know, I really love that question. I'm just going to say that. Nobody's asked me that question yet that I can remember. That's an interesting question, and you're very right, and I've thought about that many times. It's very strange. But basically, when I started to write music, I would steal all my beats. And honestly, I would just go on YouTube and put in hip-hop instrumental, and a fucking Big L instrumental would come up, and I didn't even know his music, to be honest with you, but I was like, damn, this beat's fucking dope, you know, or fucking, I don't even know whose beats I used, to be honest with you. Like, when I first started, I would just listen to the beats, and then, but I do really love Jay Dilla, and I know he's not.
Shout out to Detroit.
Yeah, I know he's not from the East Coast, but, you know, I was introduced to him around that time, and so he's probably, like, the only person like that I knew their beats and really loved his shit, but everybody else, honestly, I just started ripping beats and people just liked it, and I just kept doing it. You know,
I think you're the first female I ever heard to just even drop Jay Dilla name like that, man. You know, my heart is just butterflies. You know, I'm a Detroit cat, so I've been here 10 years, but Slum Village, Jay Dilla, that hit hard for me. So rest in peace to that GOAT.
Definitely.
So then also, I thought your answer was going to be, because also I listened to when you said your top female artists, all the female artists you named were from more the East Coast way. You know what I'm saying? Missy Elliott and I want to say like Lauryn Hill, whatever. All of them from over there. But LA, when it come to female artists, like, well, who's from LA? Like Rage, Lady Rage, Rough and Stuff with my Afro Puffs. Is she from LA?
I think so, but I didn't really grow up listening to her, to be honest with you. I like my main influences for females for sure, like Missy Elliott.
Got you.
TLC.
Got you.
Aaliyah, Remy Ma. And then nowadays, I really love Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg. Like, they're super dope. But honestly, like, I don't think there's a female that I could name drop that I really listened to growing up like that from the West Coast.
That's what I'm trying to think. Like, in my head, what West Coast female artist? I only want to say the only one I know is maybe Lady Rage.
That was like a little bit before my time.
That's before, barely before. It's really almost before mine. I'm just trying to, and then more currently, I tell you who's hard. I don't know if you know her. She signed with Def Jam. That's coming up. Saint Bodie.
No.
So she dope. She dope.
Okay.